What's up, guys? Back with me is here. We got Sabrina Teenage Witch, Season 3, Episode 19, The Big Sleep. Okay, so this episode starts off with Sabrina moving some boxes, and she sees, one of an old relative, and she's like, hey, her name is Sabrina, and basically, and once Hilda and Zelda see this hand, they are totally oblivious to this, and are basically like, yeah, hey Sabrina's weird friend, how could you not know that was one of your relatives, in Hilda and Zelda? But anyway, and then when she sees something, or seeing the cat or something, she just freaks out and runs out. So then we see Valerie. She's like, she sees selling these cookies, and this is the first time that we've seen Valerie do some cheerleading things since she joined the squad in season 3, episode 4, the pom pom incident. Why they bring this back up? That's pretty cool that they dropped it, but now they're bringing it back up. Okay, so this up, so yeah, so yeah, principal, we see Principal Kraft, Vice Principal Kraft. I was calling Principal Kraft, but we see Vice Principal Kraft coaching Sabrina and some others on this questions that they're supposed to do for this debate thing, those things where they say out the questions, and one of those guys, two guys pass out, and of course Principal Kraft and they say it's Valerie's cookies, but Principal Kraft blames Sabrina. So Hilda's like, hey, Zelda's like, Sabrina wants to know how, actually, wait, I'll mention this. So Sabrina is able to get Harvey, Valerie, and even Libby of all people, plus Harvey and Valerie to join the team that she's joining, and she's like, can they make what's it called? Can they make a brain spell to make them smarter? But she's like, you can only witches have their witches license can do this. So Sabrina goes to ask her Aunt Dorma in the ball, but Aunt Dorma's like, oh, I'm sleeping, and now that you've woken me up, I'm mad, and now I'm gonna call, and now you'll rule the day or something. So Serena's obviously caused some weird stuff to happen. So one day, Sabrina's coming home. Yeah, so Sabrina's like, hey, Principal Kraft, they can use their house for briefing. But when Sabrina comes home, she discovered a bunch of poppies in her house, which are causing Hilda and Zelda to fall asleep. And the cat's like, hey, it only works on Spellmans, but since Sabrina's half mortal, she isn't as affected. Since Sabrina's half mortal, she isn't as affected as Hilda and Zelda are. So basically, Sabrina has to, clean it all up or distract. She even gets some ghosts to do it, but when she does it, the poppies reappear, and she goes a little loopy. So it's the day of the debate, and Sabrina's going all loopy, saying some weird stuff though, loopy, and but her team, and they're getting it wrong, and they've lost 70 points to 0 to the other team, but as soon as Sabrina falls asleep, the other guys answer it for her, and as the final question is about to be raised, Sabrina wakes back up. Harvey's like, and answers the question. Actually, Harvey covers her mouth so she can't say some ridiculous thing. Answers the question for her, and Whisper Chai wins. And Principal Kraft, being awful, just takes the trophy from them, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put this on I'm gonna put this in my house. But then there's a later transition where it shows Libby having the trophy, and they're but Valley has to pride from Libby because Libby, because they're like, hey, Sabrina got us here. Sabrina deserves the award. And yeah, and they're both. So I think this episode, basically, yeah, yeah, and Sabrina also does a spell that makes Zelda and Hilda, they're not asleep for the they make Zelda and Hilda, like play on the outside, but they're thinking on the inside. So basically, they're all dancing and all that stuff because Sabrina put on a spell that makes their dreams play on the inside. And basically, yeah. So the whole this episode before the whole playing asleep thing, Zelda's neighbor was like like crunching all their stuff and basically and Sam the cat wanted revenge, so he made some threat calls to the neighbor and did some water balloons and Zelda got arrested for Sam the cat, like threatening threatening, threatening the neighbor and putting, and water ballooning him. So Zelda went to jail, but as we see next episode, she's in the beginning scene. So somehow the family was able, somehow Sabrina and Hilda were able to get her out of jail. I don't know, but anyway, yeah. And there's also a scene where I think it's funny where Hilda's like driving this like pickup truck, those ones where they pick up stuff, and Zelda's like, "Why do you need a junk?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, like you bought that Sabrina that encyclopedia." I just love that because that was so funny. Like she's saying, encyclopedia, they're trash. So anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys have a wonderful night. I'll see you next Sabrina the Teenage Witch. See ya.